How about we take one of these? I finally bought the limited edition thesaurus that I've always wanted. When I opened it, all the pages were blank. I have no words to describe how angry I am. How many tickles does it take to tickle an octopus? 10 tickles. Necret stone spirits, I'll take those, thank you. Alright. Everything's topped up. Some prayer points, thank you. Specs. And one. Alright, the book. Book isn't active yet. Come on then. Do we get anything nice? Uncut diamonds. Then what about this? What biscuit does a short person like? Shortbread. Top up the cannon. Re-engage Corp. Spec. And boom. One bomb for the win. Alright.
Maybe we try the clear filter instead of the deep one. How long would I have been streaming without even noticing that I have the deep voice filter on? I've been messing around with voice mod since yesterday. I tried to... Pew pew! Hi there. Yeah, I've been trying to get the voice mod for well, the version of voice mod that is compatible with the Twitch plugin for voice changing, the interactive one. But it hasn't worked out at all. Turns out the voice mod that I'm actually using, where everything else is working, is a newer version of voice mod. And it just doesn't have the interactive buttons yet installed. No idea when that's coming though. Also, Ryan, I went and bought another one of the light bulbs that are RGB, as well as a curtain or darkening out curtain for this little workspace of mine. And take a look at what happens when I press the button for the RGB on. It gets completely dark here. These lights are super anemic. Technically it has worked, but it's gonna need a whole lot of reinforcement by LED strips. Oh, nope, that's not it. I want white. White light from both. Yeah, I can see a light tint, but that's it. And the lamp I'm using is a free bulb one, but they only had 2 bulbs in the store where I bought them. So now I just have 2 bulbs attached. It would be nice to have actual free bulbs there. But no can do. They only had 2 there in total. How about some specs for Corp? And a boom. Due to extreme pressure and weather conditions, it literally rains diamonds on Neptune and Uranus. And now I just went and did it. I've tried to not say it as Uranus, but rather as Uranus, because of that one really viral clip of Neil deGrasse Tyson scolding Steve Harvey for calling it Uranus. Or not really scolding, he was rather roasting him for it. Did you hear the one about the giant pickle? He was kind of a big deal. Okay. What the? I wonder if I can get this sketch scroll before I get the sigil. Well, that would be something to... I'll raise you. Let's do that. I'll raise you. You the scroll and I the sigil that I need. What does the loser have to do? Oh, a wild buffalant appears. Did you do the poke start, by the way? You still have time. Exclamation poke start. Then exclamation poke catch. Do the poke start first. Okay, you already have a trainer pass. Then it should work quite well. But yeah, Ryan, what does the loser have to do? If I lose, I'll give away a sub. How about that? I'll do that. What will you do if you lose? Your hunt for the scroll. Before I get the sigil. Okay, what the crap? No, I can't do that. Can't exactly do that. Now can I? Buffalant escaped, what the crap? I'll give Ref a sub. Alright. We'll do that. I can see that. How is it then? Because my poke catch does work for some odd reason. In contrast to dogs, cats have not undergone major changes during their domestication process. That's because there's never been a domestication process for cats. They basically just decided to hang around humans because there's always food around us, i.e. mice and other things that they wanna eat. That's how it all started back in the day, when people started to build more permanent homes instead of being just hunter-gatherers, wandering aimlessly in search for food. My dog has a no. I am so well equipped for this with my superior English skills. My dog has no nose. How does he smell? Awful. Oh, quite obviously. And that's the phasmatite stone spirits. Let's have one of these, maybe. It's difficult to say when my wife does. She smells seashells by the seashore. Ha! I did it. You haven't selected a body yet. Here, click the heart icon in the extension to shoot. Oh, no, okay. Sergeant, Commissar, the troops are revolting. Commissar, well, you're pretty repulsive yourself. Ducklings can understand the relationship between objects, which demonstrates abstract thought capabilities. You don't think you have the extension. I don't think I have it either. I don't even know what extension they're referring to. Rune bolts. Naked rune bolts. Let's have a fun fact for once. Cat's urine glows under a blank light. Obviously. Cat's urine glows under a black light. Frickin' blank light. Obviously, there is no such thing as anybody being able to tell that I've been awake since 1 o'clock a.m. this morning. With like 5 hours of sleep. Because I tried to get the interactive voice mode working yesterday. And eventually just decided to give up instead. Top of that. Alright, we need Dankness and Excalibur. How about this then? What's Forrest Gump's Facebook password? 1 Forrest 1. Maybe a spec would do us well here. Sharks. Oops. Yeah, before you came on.
I was streaming with this voice changer on for quite a bit before I realized my voice changer is on. So there's that, obviously, but once I have this voice changer on, I can just keep it. For some reason, I find it interesting. Let's do the previous joke with this. What's Forrest Gump's Facebook password? 1 Forrest 1.
And back to a crisp. Okay, I added the extension to my dashboard. Maybe it'll work now. What dashboard are you talking about? Which of them dashboards? I don't trust theirs. They're always up to something. You gotta add the extension to your creator dashboard. Oh, I see. No, I don't have such an addition on my creator dashboard. And it works just fine for me though. Very weird. Who's the coolest doctor in the hospital? The hip doctor. But even then, the next time a Pokemon appears, I'm not gonna interfere with that. You do the thing. Can't see the extension still. Huh. All sorts of weirdness just happening. Unlike humans, cats do not need to blink their eyes on a regular basis to keep their eyes lubricated. The Pokemon appear every 15 minutes apparently. Yes, that is what is happening. Once every 15 minutes the Pokemon appears, and then you can try catching it. Let's have one of these. One of the reasons marijuana is illegal today is because cotton growers in the 1930s lobbied against hemp farmers. They saw it as competition. Well, obviously they saw it as competition, but that's not the main reason why marijuana is illegal today. It is illegal today because one of the presidential candidates thought of marijuana as being a bad. It was their entire niche to launch a campaign against marijuana. Even back in the day, everybody thought that weed is okay. It's nothing that serious. But rest assured, because of this small campaign during their presidential campaigning, and they won, and had to start an entire war on just one plant. Are you on the Pokemon community game Discord? I am a part of that place, but I didn't need to be in order to have my Pokecatch work. Yeah, exactly. I already answered your question before you even had the time to type it out. Or rather, I debunked your speculation. I am taking a crap ton of damage today for some reason. Oh. Even though I have darkness enabled, let's pop on fortitude for a while. Maybe we'll get something out of that. How about that fun fact for a change? Alfred Hitchcock didn't have a belly button. It was eliminated when he was sewn up after surgery. This was one of the ones we had before, and we get another spirit shield to our collection. Ever growing, at 37 spirit shields now. Very well done. What did the digital clock say to the grandfather clock? Look, no hands. Alright, spec and a bomb. Yes, just like that. What did one plate say to the other plate? Dinner is on me. Mystic cloth. First one, of this hour. No, I can't activate that yet. But I need to take a sip of that. Deactivate Fortitude. Queue up the spec. And start. One bomb. Have one of these. Yo mama's so fat that when she goes to a restaurant, she looks at the menu and says, okay. Yeah, whatever. The oldest cat on record was Cream Puff from Austin, Texas, who lived from 1967 August 6th to August 6, 2005, 3 days after her 38th birthday. A cat typically can live up to 20 years, which is equivalent to about 96 human years. Maybe not disable fortitude. It seems to keep us alive today. Even though it was completely fine to be on only vampirism and soul split yesterday. But today, very much not. A wild Clodsire appears. Catch it using Poke-Catch. And we get tuna potatoes. Ryan! Wakey wakey! There's a wild Pokemon there. Yes, good. Hello. A speck and a wolf. Okay. One of these. A palindrome is a sentence or group of sentences that reads the same backwards as it does forward. Example, red rum, sir, is murder. Ma is as selfless as I am. Nurse, I spy gypsies. Run. A man, a plan, a canal. Panama. He lived as a devil, eh? Mystic Air Staff. Straight to the assembly. What the... How? You're not doing anything wrong. This is really... really weird. Super weird. It should work, by all accounts. Adamant's arrows. Precise components. Anything more nice things? Precise components once again. Obviously. Just in time for the new spawn. About describes what the weird software is doing to you. How about one of these? What do you call a snake who builds houses? A boa constructor. A termite walks into a bar and asks, "Is the bartender here?" What's the ninja's favorite type of shoes? Sneakers. Wow, not that. How about we just sit here and pretend everything's fine? Even though we haven't even specced or anything. More tuna potatoes. Top up the cannon. Cue the spec. And engage. I did wrong. Alright. And this. What do you get if you put a duck in a cement mixer? Wax in the pavement. Florence Nightingale owned more than 60 cats in her lifetime. Come on, Corp. Give that sigil. I said sigil, not toad flax seeds. More kills. Much better. What creature is smarter than a talking parrot? A spelling bee. Desert goat horn. Ben and Jerry's really need to improve their operation. The only way to get there is down a rocky road. Spec. Come on. Okay. And walnut pause. The storage capacity of human brain exceeds 4 terabytes. Cannonballs. Finally. Yesterday I didn't have any cannonball drops. Can we have a few more, please? I would love to have some. Unless, of course, you give me the sigil in the next kill, then. Obviously. Rest flask. Top up the points. By the way, Ryan, did you show Raph the pictures of the auroras I sent you? Oh, right. Did she was jealous? Nice. Yeah, they are nice pictures. I just hope I would have the originals, though. The quality really is something else from the original. I might just request the original pictures and send those. How about that spec now then? Fun fact, it took me until I was 30 years old until I saw the auroras for the first time, in a way that I understood that there were auroras. Because they look entirely different to the naked eye than they do to the camera. Mainly because the camera is it's a mechanical key, not key, it's a mechanical eye, so to speak. So all the colors and everything show up way more easily on the camera than it does in the eye. So to the naked eye, the most common type of aurora looks like a random edge of a cloud. But if you can see stars on both sides of that edge, you know that it's an aurora and not a cloud. A cat's nose is as unique as it's a human fingerprint. A holy elixir. We got the shield, we got the elixir. Now the sigil, please. Would be so nice to have the arcane sigil there. Next kill. Some of this. Why did the kid cross the playground? To get to the other slide. I'm not gonna lie, I almost misread that. To the other side. But luckily, I caught myself. Bolts. To be frank, I have to change my name. Yes. I would too. Queue up the spec. And one spec, everything nice. So Corp, how about that arcane sigil? Ow. Nah, of course not. Just mystic cloths. You didn't get a scroll. Well, I didn't get a sigil either, so the race is still on. Go get yourself another Ruined Dragon's Task. Hurry, I just might get the sigil before you get the scroll. When people are sad, I sometimes let them color in my tattoos. Oh. Sometimes all they need is a shoulder to crayon. Let's have this instead. I'm only familiar with 25 letters of the English language. I don't know why. Nope, that's not it. That is. And that is. Hello, Reaper. That dad joke is so bad I was tempted to close Twitch just for that. What is up, Reaper? It's nice to see you again. I've had a bit of a layout change. For starters, the chat layout isn't disrupting anything. And I don't have a distorted gameplay view either. How's the Corp grind? Well, we have had quite a collection of shields already, 37. 3 spectral sigils, no arcane yet. 1 of each Elysian and Divine, 21 elixirs. Pet, but still waiting for that arcane sigil to drop. At 24, 62 kills. That's how the Corp grind is going. Also, I was yesterday up way too late to try to get the interactive voice mod to work, so that you could pay bits essentially and change my voice for a set amount of seconds. But that didn't really work with my stream deck, and also all the soundboard items that I have just wouldn't work, so I uninstalled that thing. It will drop in the next 20 kills, I bet. I hope so. There is 18 minutes left of this instance and stream, so there is a good chance. There is a very good chance that those 20 kills will happen during this thing. Only came to say hey as lunch and back to work. I go, well, I am very grateful that you did come and say hi. You're very welcome back once you do. I'll be live every day. Ish, at least. Top up those prayer points. Alright, we need more poison and dankness. Milk can give some cats diarrhea. Yes, that is if they are lactose intolerant. Which they mostly are, actually. So don't give your cat milk. Not good. Not good for them. What's happening here? 6800 kills. Let me take a little screenshot of this. Just some suggestions by YouTube. Well, they're automated, bot thingy. Fidget escaped, no one caught it. Oh no. I was wondering what happened with the Pokemon that was there. Why did the chicken get a penalty for foul play? How about a speck there? And of course a worm bomb. Everything Gucci. And the kill drops. Oh. Obviously we get tuna potatoes. Well, I did get my HP full though. So there's always that, of course. Let's have one of these. Our wedding was so beautiful, even the cake was in tears. Top up the prayer points. Perhaps a little speck. Perhaps a little worm bomb. And perhaps a little drop then. Arcane Sigil, happy face. Huh. No. There was just 10 Reina seeds in that kill. Can't be helped. We are to our last 15 minutes of this live stream. If you are new here and like what you see, consider following the channel, join the Discord, for easy updates on whenever I go live. And whenever I upload, for that matter. Okay, a speck there. And a wall. Your cell phone carries up to 10 times more bacteria than a toilet seat. True. Toilet seats are surprisingly clean. Starved ancient effigy. I'll take that very happily, thank you. And we take crafting, rune crafting, fletching, hunter, and let's rub it for divination XP. Thank you. Nice bit of XP there. Spec and everything nice. What do you get when you cross snowman with a vampire? Frostbite. What is Bread's favorite number? Leven. And we get teak plank. I guess that works. Top up the cannon. You up the spec. And spawn, please. There we go. Spawn and everything. If you went out in space, you would explode. You'd what? If you went out into space, you would explode before you suffocated because there's no air pressure. And that is not true. You would not explode. You would just swell up like a balloon. but you would freeze to death before having the chance to even consider taking a breath. You would freeze to death before you would have the time to... What is it even called when you don't get... When you don't get oxygen? Do you just drown? Dryly? Or what is it called? Chat, help me. I don't have this English word. What is it called when you don't get a breath of air? Suffocate. Suffocate is the word. In space you would freeze to death before you would suffocate to death. It is just that cold there. The life expectancy of cats has nearly doubled over the last 50 years. Okay, and there we go. Specs and everything. Why was I down at 76% though? There's nothing happened here. Prayer points. Tuna potato. Velcro. What a ripoff. And we get rune bolts. Well, Corp, how about we would get an arcane sigil? That would be nice. I'll tell you something about German sausages. They're the worst. What you call an alligator in a vest? An investigator. Come on, Corp. You got pecked, you got wound. You can drop me a sigil too. Arcane in origin. That would be the best. And? Nope, just a mystic air staff. We disassemble those. And take a sip of more prayer. We could also activate our... No, we can't activate our things because they're 230 in cooldown still though. Come on, Corp. Arcane sigil. Nope. Had one elite dragon in power. Well, that's a little unfortunate. And I take the scroll is a unique drop from the elite one. Is that it? Yeah, that's what I thought. Just like with the enemy pet, for some reason has to be an unique drop from the elite spawn. I have no idea why they even had that idea in the first place, without actually seriously buffing the spawn rate of elites. RIP to people wanting to get the full outfit. Yeah. RIP to them, but they are also The ones who consider themselves true trimmers. They're a bit insane though, to be honest. What do you call a cow with no legs? Ground beef. Next kill, thank you. Cats respond better to women than to men, probably due to the fact that women's voices have a higher pitch. What happened there? Oh, ashes. Onyx bolts, alright. So many nice monies to be elked. Over time, of course. But where's that cannonball drop? Or that arcane sigil drop? Those are the real questions here to be asked. Come on then. Next kill, next spec, next vuln, next drop. Luckily this can be semi-AFK'd. A wild Heatmore appears. Catch it using Pokecatch. And droppers. Laurels. Haven't had Laurels this entire hour yet. We are down to our last 5 minutes of this live stream. If you're new here, please consider dropping a follow on the channel, join the Discord for easy updates whenever I go live and whenever I upload on YouTube and TikTok. Okay, next skill, thank you. Thank you very much. A fun fact, the sweat drops drawn in cartoon comic strips are called glutes. I did not know that. But now I do. And we didn't get anything but a U-seed. When Dad drops a pee off this plate, oh dear, I peed on the table. Heatmore escaped, no one caught it. So sad. How about a spec to increase our accuracy all the way up to 100? 800 from 85. Imagine if you could go above 100% hit chance though. I feel like upgraded legendary weapons should be able to do that. Like an extra sort of perk. Because they are tier 100s basically from tier 95s. There we go. Would sort of give a small little damage bonus. No real need to increase the max hit cap though. From 30k, it's good where it is right now, in my opinion. And that is Gems Drop. Gems Drop with a few GP, not much. Oh, just minute 20 left. I tried to milk a cow today, but was unsuccessful. Utter failure. Spec and bone. Thank you. But we can activate those little toys of mine once again. Come on, let's get that kill so we can get still one more spawn after this. Well, congratulations Ryan, you just had a steadfast scale drop. That's not a scroll though. Magic logs. Right. I hope we still get another drop. Oh, drop. Another spawn. I saw it before you did. Well, there you go. I have my eyes on the chat. Both the stream chat and in-game chat. We did get one more spawn out of this hour. Was reading the other screen. There you go. You snooze, you lose. Except if I got your back by reading the game chat and drawing your attention to it. And arcane sigil? Nope. Tuna potatoes. Right then, that is hour complete, and because it's night shift week, there is no other hour. But then rather, it is time to raid and say that if you're new here, please consider dropping a follow on the channel, join the Discord for easy updates whenever I go live and whenever I upload new stuff. Let's find someone to raid now. Ah. Crystal's streaming. Let's go to her stream. Say hi to her from me. I'll be live again tomorrow. Thanks and goodbye.